What's up, weirdo? Shadetree Surgeon here, hopping aboard the magnificent 3-cylinder mail-order glide, the Bangkok Bagger, joined by Shay Lisi on the Milquetoast Pacific Coast. You know what? I still got one more cylinder than she does, so I guess I'm doing all right. And what better dad venture for two 89 Hondas, the nerdiest motorcycles ever built in the year 1989, the Goldwing 1500 and the PC 800 back there. Just a couple of pairs of dad jeans out here, nice and comfortable out for an evening stroll. Little do they know we've got trouble in mind. We're taking these two Tupperware glides out to the Gibsonton Bike Fest, man. Like, we're going out to Kearney Town. Gibtown Bike Fest is one of my favorite events of the year. And you guys who have been with me from the very beginning will know that this is, I think, my 11th time making a video on Gibsonton Bike Fest. Or maybe 10th, I'm not sure. And I've been doing YouTube for going on 10 years now, so I'm not sure if this is my 10th time or my 11th time making a video on Gibtown Bike Fest, but it's one of my favorite bike fests of the year for a bunch of different reasons. One, it's right down the street from Ybor City in Gibsonton, which is a town I love. Two, it's at the Showmen's Association Hall. If you don't know what showmen are, that is the proper approved nomenclature for carnival workers as a showman. So think guys who run the carnival barker stands, guys who run the carnival games, people in the freak show, high wire acts, blockhead, all sorts of stuff like that. Not that blockhead. I'm talking about the blockhead where they hammer nails into their nose, not the blockhead in Orlando. Although blockhead's been out with me to Gibson's Bike Fest a few times too. Anyway, besides all those reasons, what's one of my favorites because I really identify with showmen. I just like how they do business. They're a traveling act. They go all over this country, and if you guys didn't know, they winter here in Gibsonton, Florida. So you ride through Gibsonton at any given time, and especially when it's their off season, like every other house has like a carnival ride or like, you know, the Arctic Spinner or something, or like a food truck or something like that. Like get your fries, cheese steaks, and deep fried Oreos here. They're in their front yards because that's how these guys make their living. And the Showmen's Association Hall is kind of like a union. They take care of their own. The showmen, the carnival workers, they take care of their own. And that's something that's missing from a lot of places in America and all over the world right now is just a group of people who've gotten together and they've gone, you know what, everything else, all this other crap, we don't need you. We'll just go ahead and take care of ourselves. And I don't know, man, I kind of dig that. I identify with it. I like the way they do business. Plus, I never miss a chance to go to Coconuts, man. Coconuts is just one of the coolest bars in Florida, period. And it's the bar in the Showmen's Association Hall. So let's go check her out. Oh yeah, there's all sorts of people out right now. I also wonder if they're going to be charging this year. I'm more than happy to pay if they are. The past couple years, I'll tell you what, COVID, it just absolutely devastated the carnival worker community, the showman community. It really, really hurt them bad. So for the first time ever, and a lot of people were complaining about it, but for the first time ever, they started charging an admission. But I don't know, man. It's this is one of the big money-making events for the year for the Showmen's Association Hall, and like I said, I support carnival workers, I support showmen, so I didn't mind paying the $5 to get in it all if it helped them out. And why shouldn't I support them? Because thanks to a couple friends of mine who are in the association, I am actually an official card-carrying member of the Showmen's Association Hall. I am a card-carrying carny, so I better show him some support. Hey, after all, what me and Shay Lisi do out here, I don't know, it fits the bill, doesn't it? Hell yeah, they loving it.
I love the smell of hot dogs in the morning. This place
smells like victory, baby. What's wild about this out here is, so when I first started, I've been coming here for about, since before I had a YouTube channel. So I've been coming to Gibsonton Bike Fest for 14 years. And like the first 5 or 6 years I came out here, this parking lot wasn't even full on Saturday. Now they got 3 parking lots going. One of the awesome things about Gibtown Bike Fest, of course, running into good friends. My man Alec here, No Moving Parts, who we've traveled together, we've been on vacation together, we've been blackout drunk together, we've done a lot of things I don't even want to remember together. But he's being super wholesome today. He's out with his daughter Sarah, who you understand on Instagram. Commission some art from him. Go give her a follow and be real respectful because he may look like a wizard, but the man's dangerous. All right, I've seen him in action.
action, so be nice.
All of a sudden you walk up and they got some custom motorcycles up here, and you realize that they just let any piece of crap in here because all these custom motorcycles belong to my friends.
It's the beauty of it.
It's just like, yeah, okay. Wow, what year is that, Murray? Is that old? So what is that, a 71?
It's a custom seat. Speaking of work, friends, but who oozes out of the woodwork? Who comes crawling into the light? But the one, the only shovelhead Bez. Once again, bearded. Everyone was so upset.
Got it back. He came back.
Yeah. Here's the thing. They don't always grow back up top, but they always grow back on the front. Both up top and down below, baby. Hey, do the curtains match the drapes or what? Oh, it's all bald down there?
It makes it.
Oh, you're talking about your head.
Presentation.
You know, I might not have the length, but I got the width. They call me the tuna can, baby. Turn. We already found Shay Lisi's bike. If this was only pink, this would literally, it's called a Honda Dream.
I love that.
Yeah, and this would be Shay Lisi's jam right here. This in like a soft pink. I always love it when this happens. TCB, taking care of business, baby. Tom Cycle Barn over here, my man over here just walked up as we were over here buying a Sportster, saying it was one of our favorite bikes on the show, and he goes, hey, what's up, Shadetree, Shay Lisi? Got the whole story behind this bike. Every great chopper has a story. Most great choppers have like 3 or 4 stories. So this was a bike that blew up in front of their shop. The guy that didn't know blew the motor in front of their shop. The guy sold it to him on the spot. They started working on it, cut the neck off, and break it out literally that night over about 40 beers. 40 beers in a bandsaw, and it all just steamrolled from there. I'll tell you guys right now, is there anything more fun than entering your bike in a custom bike show outside and just standing around and talking shit about all the people over there staring at them?
Nothing.
This is the most fun.
This is
Anthony, dope AF. Come on, dude. How is it?
Dope AF.
Yeah, don't say AF, dude. Don't say you're sorry either. That's not cool either.
You're supposed
It's just as many souls.
Do you also say?
You say LOL when you laugh?
Yes. I'm older.
Friend in need is a friend indeed. Man, you went hard.
Oh my God! We're about to lay it in a train this motherfucker over here. Oh my God, dude! Dude, when Joshes collide, delicious. I see everybody looking too. I see them over there. They looking jealous, what they are. Wish you had a friend you could do this with. Hey, dude, it was awesome meeting you, man. You guys ride safe, man. Come by the Dirty Shame sometime. To Grand Cathedral? Dude, Dirty Shame's a mile away. Good folks, Indian Riders Group. I saw them all smoking cigars. I was like, yo, you guys been to the Grand Cathedral or what? You guys got to check it out. And by the way, the Dirty Shame is exactly 1 mile away. So come by and see me there too. Good times as always at Gibtown Bike Fest. A little more subdued than our usual time out there because I have to go to work. So we had to cut our good times a little early. I get this sometimes from a lot of people. They're just going like, oh, you must be rich, you must be this, you must be that, because you have a YouTube channel. Or they're going like, oh, why don't you do this? Why don't you buy this bike? Why don't you fix that bike? And I'm like, yo, dog, by the way, I still have to go to work to pay my electric bill. I don't know who you think I am. You're thinking that like I should just do this or I should spend money on that. Like, let me tell you, I don't have what you think I have. I still go to work for a living. And it's Saturday, and I almost always work on Saturdays. And Gibtown Bike Fest, I usually go on Sunday, but it's literally like a 95% chance of pouring rain all day tomorrow. So Saturday it is, and I don't get to party as hard as I usually do, but there's always next year, baby. All right, I thought I was going to work. I thought I was leaving Gibtown, but it's still the same day. I'm not putting the next day, but if there's one person that can talk me out, if there's one...
Rednecks!
if there's one human being that can get old Shade Tree Surgeon to do Gibtown Bike Fest twice, it's this girl right here. All right, baby girl, we about to go buy you a switchblade knife with a rebel flag on it. Holy mackerel, baby! Can it be true? Is Shade Tree Surgeon and Heir of Honey gonna double Gibtown it in one day? One Saturday night, 2 times out to Gibtown Carney Bike Fest. Whoo, baby, it's a world record. What's up, man? Dude, doing well and feeling fine, man. Yo, my man, what's up, dude? I release you. Oh shit! Dude, I picked this one out of a Cracker Jack box, man.
As a fellow, as a former cat daddy, I absolutely love this. I'm not a cat daddy anymore. I can't have anything tie me down like that, but I do love this custom airbrush. Look at it on the other side. He's got his paws. Well, it's the next day, and I had to work after Gibtown Bike Fest. Let me tell you guys, when you have to work after consuming, 13 to 18 business beers at Gibsonton Bike Fest, it doesn't exactly make it the most fun night ever. So I was really looking forward to a day off. Right here, I'm here with Shay Lisi. Cami Bay's out there somewhere doing the tour of the Forgotten Angels property. If you couldn't tell, that's where we are. And we've got some pretty exciting news right now as we walk up back there. That is the 2021 Ford Ranger Tremor. That is the grand prize. It's going to be towing a lowrider S with a 131. That's the vehicle that we're giving away at the camp out that's happening here at the Forgotten Angels compound. But we're also giving this away. So we're going to run a one week raffle. And we're also just going to go ahead. Anybody who buys a ticket in that 1 week, this is what you're gonna get. Somebody came up, they said they wanted to donate this vehicle. It's a 1991 Jeep Wrangler. It's a stick shift. I want to keep it, but I can't keep it. They donated it. They want to donate it to Forgotten Angels. And I can't keep stuff that gets donated. If it's gonna be donated, well, we're gonna make it work. But man, this is gonna be like such an amazing base for a build, for somebody's Jeep build. It runs, it rides, it's a stick shift. It's the 4-wheel drive works perfectly. If it was me, I would just make it a beach cruiser. I wouldn't do much to it besides, just like clean it up a little bit, throw some splash graphics on the side, maybe some KC daylighters up top. That's about all I do to this thing. But man, this is a cool vehicle, and for 25 bucks, starting when you see this video, starting Sunday, running for 1 week and 1 day, for 25 bucks, this could be your Jeep. And yes, like I said, it runs and it rides, so let's run and ride it. Let's see if Shay Lisi remembers how to drive stick. David, you drove stick for like almost a half a mile. What do you mean you don't remember?
6 months ago.
6 months ago, almost a half a mile. I haven't run a half a mile in 6 months.
I don't remember what I ate for breakfast.
Let's see. So, Shay Lisi does remember how to drive stick. By the way, as we bounce around in the Jeep over here, I don't know if I feel safe or not, but she remembers. This thing is absolutely ridiculous, man. Something I love about Jeeps and about cars like this is that this is not like a practical vehicle. You're not like, oh, you could daily drive it. You could drive it to work. You could do all that. But what it really is this is a vehicle that's a toy. And like I said, it would make an awesome build. This would be an awesome start for somebody's Jeep build. But I would probably just leave it this like cool little beach cruiser just like this, baby. Strap a couple surfboards to the top. You're ready to rock and roll, all right? Or maybe go camping with it. I'd never put a top on it. Let's see if we can survive Shay Lisi.
Never put a top on it because you never shut the fuck up.
Okay, so he threatened us with it last time. We're here in David's house, and like I always say, anybody who ever donates money to this charity, and not that you don't have a lovely house, if you think that they're taking any money, you haven't been to David's house. Well, I'm just saying, it's true, y'all live modestly, but he has threatened us with poutine today, so we might stick around just long enough for that. Okay, so I think I'm gonna drive the Jeep home, but before I drive it home, Cami Bay is up next. Come on, girl. Dude, this thing looks like it's made for you, all right?
I'm not a Jeep girl, but I will drive it. That's a different kind of...
Listen up, baby. You might not be a Jeep girl, but you're my kind of girl. Hop on in that thing. By the time you see this, we might be flipped over.
I probably feel like I'm like... going like that. I'm really hyper. I like to drive things.
Oh, take it out.
Do you want to ramp that? Okay.
Take me. My life is in your hands, Cammy. You're gonna have to go to Cammy's channel to see what just happened, but needless to say, it was I saw my life flash before my eyes, and I think I liked it. If you guys remember the last video that both me, Cammy, and David were in, or last video from when I'm filming this, not the last one that came out, you know that we got tater tot poutine over at wow, somehow you look a lot better doing that than me. We got tater tot poutine up at Bert's, and David said, that ain't just gonna fly. From a real life Canadian like David, he goes, no freaking way, man. We actually found out, here, go ahead. We actually found out from David how his family got to Canada. His great-great-great-great-grandfather got to Canada on the Underground Railroad. He was an escaped slave.
What?
And got to Canada on the Underground Railroad in a coffin. He was in a coffin with air holes drilled in it for 10 days with 1 gallon of water. And that's how he escaped being a slave, and that's how David's family got to Canada. What a wild story. And so anyway, all that had to happen for me to get poutine today.
It's so good.
Babe, okay, you know what? David's right. It's really good. It was really good. I know that wasn't my best
That
moment.
was sexual.
Oh my God, David, you rock. All the girls rode it around. Now it's my turn to drive the Jeep, except I'm gonna see how this thing does on the highway. I'll catch up with you guys in a little bit. Well, hopefully anyway. If this does not go horribly awry, because let me tell you, I don't think I want to hold a camera with one hand and drive this with the other. This is definitely a all 4 limbs in action kind of vehicle here. Catch up with y'all back in Tampa. All right, up here at Bert's Black Widow, and let me tell you, we had to make a little pit stop. We're all over the place in today's video. We even drove the Black Widow bike over here. We got my man Gunner over here. And let me tell you, when they call you up, and you guys know that I started my entire channel on a Rocket 3, and they got one here today, 22,000 miles for $4,900. And I know there's still a lot of guys who watch my channel who wish I would bring Rocket 3 content back. And let me tell you, one day, be patient. I swear, I'm getting there. But the Rocket 3 Touring, they only made this bike for a couple years. But so if you wanted something with the windshield and hard bag, something a little more laid back than the Rocket 3 that I had, this is definitely the best bet. And let me tell you, for $4,900, a 2,300cc, 160 horsepower monster, you could definitely do a lot worse when you're spending your money, that's for sure. So for all you guys who aren't familiar with a Rocket 3, let's get there.
So this is actually my very first time riding a touring Rocket, and gosh, I haven't ridden my Rocket 3 in months at this point. I had it out a few months ago and had it running around, told you guys why I haven't been riding it. It's because I blew up second gear, which is a problem in pre-2006 bikes. So this is a 2008, which means it has the upgraded transmission to be able to handle this power. Oh, this is, even though it's a touring bike and it's got the single front headlight, this is a very familiar feeling. Oh yeah, that's very familiar. Oh my gosh, what a freaking motor, what a machine. And it feels wild being on these things with just this football field worth of red and chrome gas tanks sitting right in front of you like that. It's really something else. Our Triumph Rocket 3 is probably about as close as I'd want to get to riding a Boss Hoss. I don't think I'd want to get any bigger than this. This is I mean, even though you can certainly get V-twins and other motors that approach this in size, the sheer physical mass of this motorcycle makes it so much fun to ride. And some people won't like that. They're like, I don't want to ride something that big. But you guys who do like riding something that is just this physically large while still also maintaining, like, it's still really maneuverable in my mind anyway. Of course, I'm used to riding one. I don't find it any more maneuverable than most other bikes. Oh, baby. That thing freaking shits and gets. Like I said, for me, it's not any harder to ride than any other, like, large bike, like a Road King. It doesn't feel any bigger than a Road King to me when you're riding it. Now, it looks, when you're like just looking at it and you're sitting on it, it looks 1,000 times bigger, but it just doesn't feel that way. Pretty neat trick. Anyway, you guys know I always like to cold call Bert's, whether it's Bert's Black Widow or Bert's Barracuda. This one happens to be a Black Widow. I always like to cold call them and just see what they got lying around for cheap, like usually a metric bike. Sometimes it's a Sportster or something like that, but under 5 G's, $4,900 for this sucker right here, not a bad deal, man. That's what I always say. They take just about anything in on trade up at Burt's, and they'll sell it there too, and they usually have a pretty good deal on them. And like I said, for under $5,000, it's a 2008. It's got 22,000 miles on it. It's got the upgraded transmission. Yeah, I have this freaking bike forever. I've got probably 60 or 70,000 miles on my Rocket 3, and if it wasn't for the transmission issue, I'd still be riding it pretty regularly. In the world of 131 touring monsters from Harley Davidson, let me tell you, I like those motorcycles and I like how fast they are as much as the next guy, but for as much as it would cost to, well, probably a lot less than it would cost to even do the engine upgrade, you can get this whole damn bike. Not a bad deal when you really think about it, is it? That makes me want to get my Rocket back up and running again. That felt pretty good. I really liked that. Anyway, go ahead and give the boys at Burt's Black Widow a call if you want to pick this thing up. Like I said, seems like it runs perfectly to me. It's a Rocket. There ain't much to go wrong with them besides my transmission blowing up in mine. Literally nothing ever happened. Like, it never broke down on me one time ever in the well over 50,000 miles I put on it. So I'll speak to this engine's sturdiness all day long, and you guys who've been watching the channel already know it, especially, like I said, with the 08 and up with the upgraded gearbox, because now you don't have to worry about blowing up second gear anymore. Fly down, ride home, baby. I wouldn't even get it delivered. I wouldn't even trailer it home, although they will deliver if you wanted to. I would just buy this sucker from wherever you live and just ride it home. Alright, y'all, I thought I'd just clarify a little bit on the Jeep here at the end of the video. Yes, it is a 91 Jeep Wrangler, 4-wheel drive, works fine, drives fine, rides fine, transmission shifts perfectly, it's a 4-cylinder, it's a great truck. Is it gonna ride you across the country? That I couldn't tell you. It's either a great beach cruiser or it's a great base for a build if you're into building Jeeps. I was pretty excited when somebody donated this because a lot of these older Wranglers are actually really starting to kind of command a premium. People are starting to get money for them, so I think it's a pretty cool truck. And like I said, if it was mine, I would just leave it exactly how it was. Here's the deal. We're going to be giving this truck away to somebody who buys a ticket from when the day this video comes out, which should be Sunday if you hadn't noticed, I'm not very organized. Sunday, January 23rd, and we'll be going till Monday, January 31st. We're running this for 1 week and 1 day. So a ticket bought in that time period will win this Jeep. Now, if you buy a ticket in this time period and your name gets drawn for the Jeep, that's awesome. If you buy a ticket in this time period and you don't win the Jeep, well, you're still entered to win a 2021 Ford Ranger Tremor, pulling a 2020 Lowrider S with a Stage 4 131 in it. So you're still entered to win that. It doesn't take away any of your entries to win the grand prize that we're giving away at the Forgotten Angels compound. So this is just literally, I'm just gonna pick a name that comes up in this 1 week. The guy who donated the Jeep wanted it to go to a good cause. He wants to remain anonymous, but it's going to a good cause. We're raffling it off. Someone's gonna be driving that Jeep for 25 bucks. Or, you know, if Jeeps aren't your thing and I happen to pull your name and you happen to buy a raffle ticket, trust me, man, we'll work something out if you really don't want a Jeep. There's also something else I want to touch on right now, because there's been, like, every once in a while there's a comment from somebody that says something like, well, I would buy a raffle ticket, but I don't want to win the truck because I couldn't afford the taxes on it. And I'm just like, what do you think this is? The Price is Right? Like, we already paid the taxes on the truck. If you win the 2021 Ford Ranger, if you win that, we're not going to walk up to you and be like, you owe us $6,000 in taxes or you can't have the truck. Like, well, I don't know why people think that, but no, that's not going to be how it is. You are just going to get the truck. You're not going to have to pay any taxes on the damn truck. I promise you. I shouldn't even really say that, because I think a lot of the people saying like, well, I would buy a raffle ticket, but the taxes. Well, I always say to those people, like, you don't have to buy a raffle ticket to donate to Forgotten Angels. Forgotten Angels is an amazing cause that helps children who've aged out of the foster care system. Like, you don't have to buy a raffle ticket. Not at all, man. You can donate directly to Forgotten Angels without buying a raffle ticket whatsoever. Just go to their website, donate away. Now, why wouldn't you enter to win the prize? Because even if you don't want the truck, or you don't want the Jeep, or you don't want the bike, I don't see why you wouldn't want those things. Well, let's say you don't want any of those things. Like, trust me, we'll work something out. We'll sell the vehicles. We'll make it. You're gonna go home with something amazing. I can promise you that. But if you buy that $25 ticket and your name gets pulled for the grand prize, you are getting just that: a 2021 Ford Ranger, a lowrider S with a 131, and a trailer to pull it all home with. And for this 1 week, like I said, we're gonna do a live stream on Monday to end it. For this 1 week, if you buy a ticket this week, you could also win a 1991 Jeep Wrangler. Or if you don't want the Wrangler, when I pull your name and I call you, you're like, man, I don't even know what I'm gonna do with that piece of crap, I'll just sell the Wrangler and I'll send you the money, man. Like, you're gonna get something, trust me. I know a lot of people would love to have this vehicle. I know there's some people out there that don't care, but I think the one thing that we can all agree on is that all of this is just bad people doing good things. This is chaotic good, baby. We're helping out these kids who never got a shot at life, and we're giving them their first chance at life. This is the chance, this is the help that their parents should have given them, and when their parents failed, this is the chance that the system should have given them. And guess what? They've been failed twice. Well, we're the third chance at Forgotten Angels. David and Cindy out there, they're just making these kids into productive members of society. They have to build their own tiny homes. They have to get their driver's license, learn how to ride a motorcycle. Some of them go into the military. Some of them go to college. They all get jobs, that's for sure. Let me tell you, David ain't letting nobody sit around there without a job. That is 100% certain. So, no matter what you like, you don't like motorcycles, you like Jeeps, you don't like Jeeps, but you love trucks, but you hate everything, I don't care. What I always say is, we can agree on one thing. Every single penny spent on a raffle ticket, 100% of that goes to Dave and Cindy to help these kids. And you can feel good about that. Till next time, y'all, keep it weird.
Sunshine, lollipops, and rainbows. Everything that's wonderful is what I feel when we're together.